Nothing elicits as much excitement as a well-placed power punch in boxing's heavyweight division, shaking even the most battle-hardened warrior to their boots. When you think of devastating power punchers who transcend the sport, those who are truly considered all-time greats, Mike Tyson is rarely far from the conversation. Tyson was the most feared man on the planet for a generation and became the youngest heavyweight champion in history when he beat Trevor Berbick. However, there was one man who took the fight to Iron Mike while in his prime. The name Donovan Ruddock may not resonate with modern boxing fans in quite the same way as some of Tyson's more formidable opponents, such as Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, and perhaps even James Buster Douglas. Yet it was Donovan Razor Ruddock who was able to go the distance with the former undisputed heavyweight world champion, where many others had failed. Born in the heart of Jamaica, Ruddock moved to Canada as an 11-year-old and developed a love for boxing, which became a burning passion. As an amateur, he racked up a win against fellow immigrant Lennox Lewis and moved on to the pro ranks for an assault on the heavyweight division. After stunning doctors by overcoming difficult respiratory problems, Razor began to rack up victories against some of the toughest fighters of the 1980s and was destined for a world title shot. However, in 1989, a scheduled fight with Tyson was canceled when the champion cited illness, instead taking on Buster Douglas the following year. Ruddock had gained reputation as an orthodox fighter with a fearful left-handed punch that was considered devastating. His most lethal weapon was a technique he called the smash, which was a hybrid of a hook and an uppercut, which he delivered to the opponent's heads with freakish speed and power to render them unconscious. Undeterred by Tyson's refusal to fight, Ruddock instead took a fight against former world champion Michael Dukes in April of 1990 to enhance his championship credentials and prove he deserved to be considered one of the best in the world. Despite going into the contest as an underdog, Ruddock stopped Dukes inside of 4 rounds as he landed the infamous smash punch against the ropes and left the former champion out cold. The world could no longer ignore him as a force among heavyweights. Tyson would fight twice more in 1990 and won both bouts by first-round knockouts. He defeated 1984 Olympic gold medalist Henry Tillman on June 16th, and then beat undefeated up-and-coming prospect Alex Stewart on December 8th. Evander Holyfield was offered to defend his title against Ruddock, but instead opted to take the more lucrative and arguably safer option against the aging George Foreman. With Tyson still reeling from his embarrassing defeat against Douglas in Tokyo, Tyson and Ruddock, the number 1 and number 2 ranked heavyweights, met for the chance to fight the winner of the Holyfield-Foreman fight. On December 9, 1990, the day after Tyson defeated Stewart, Tyson's promoter Don King announced Ruddock would indeed be Tyson's next opponent.
He's the baddest man on planet Earth, and that has been his call, and that's what he has proven, and he's now back on the campaign trail to do this again.
One thing Tyson have is that he's been knocked out before by a lesser opponent, and he's going to sleep again.
March 18th, Mike Tyson, Razor Ruddock dies. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
While also announcing that Tyson and Showtime had agreed to a blockbuster long-term pay-per-view deal that would pay Tyson $120 million.
Punch, he stumbled after the punch. Another shot. This is from Douglas throwing an uppercut from outside. He's throwing from way out there. There's another one.
A good shot by Razor, doesn't seem to care. A hard body punch.
Tension with a knife. Both men throwing punches. Any one of which could stop it.
Tyson hitting after one. Slow down. Okay, boss man.
The fight was a hard-fought one, with both men hitting each other with power punches throughout the fight. Early in the second round, Tyson scored a controversial knockdown. After being hit with a left hook to the shoulder, Ruddock tripped over Tyson's right leg and fell to the canvas. Referee Richard Steele awarded Tyson with the knockdown. Perhaps it was a perfect fight for former champ Tyson, who is now on a comeback of sorts after his shocking defeat to Buster Douglas in the winter of 1990. Ruddock would suffer another knockdown late in round 3. After hitting Tyson with a straight left hand with less than 10 seconds to go in the round, Tyson countered with a powerful left hook to the side of Ruddock's head that again sent Ruddock to the canvas. Ruddock was able to get up at the count of 8 as the round ended.
Round 4, scheduled twice for the 4th.
Tyson looking for...
Oh, a big left by Ruddock. Oh, they hit.
Steele warning. Oh! Dior is honest.
A flurry. Stay on his feet. He's been knocked down.
And the right hand over. Oh, nice hook.
Here comes Razor Ruddock out of nowhere. A cover Ruddock. A right Tyson. Ruddock coming back. Now Tyson with
The fight would come to an end with less than a minute remaining in round 7. Tyson was able to hit Ruddock with a 6-punch combination. Though Ruddock remained on his feet and was seemingly healthy enough to continue the fight, Steele stepped in between the two fighters and stopped the fight, awarding Tyson the victory by technical knockout. This decision enraged Ruddock's corner, with Ruddock's brother and manager Delroy storming to the ring to confront Steele. Tyson's trainer Richie Giachetti attempted to restrain Delroy, but a melee ensued that also involved Ruddock's promoter, Murad Muhammad. The Mirage security had to break up the scuffle and escort Steele to safety.
I can't control the referee's decision because he's being more objective than I am, because he's not involved. But I would love to hurt him and finish him and put him out.
I'd like it for him to at least put me down so I could be satisfied instead of the referee coming in and stop the fight.
He punches like a mule kick. Unbelievable. Excuse my French, please. Oh, my God.
Mike Tyson is a powerful puncher. I know that for a fact.
But I refuse to be hurt. I refuse. And when I'm right, my chin is like concrete. No one can stop me.
We want a rematch or we go in the court.
I would love to have another fight with him. I would love to.
He deserves it.
Rematch for Razor Ruddock. I fear him not even a little bit.
What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this guy? Huh? I don't walk around looking mean, coming on TV, looking sunglasses and look like a hitman. I don't do that. I don't have to do that.
Okay, tell your family to write their will out. You're in trouble.
If you're trying to intimidate me in any way whatsoever, don't you know that doesn't work? Didn't you try it the first time?
And I can't wait till the 28th. I'm gonna make you my girlfriend.
Hey, let me tell you something, you. Hey. You know something? I'm not even gonna dignify that with a hand. So you know why I'm not dignified with that with a hand? Because I'm not bring myself down to your level. There's something you can't buy in that class, and you don't got none of that.
You're sweet. I'm gonna make sure you kiss me good with those big lips.
On June 28, 1991, a revenge match took place. It was the second time the two fighters fought that year, as their first bout in March was mired with such controversy.
My family tree starts with me. You know what I mean? Nobody was ever successful in my life, my family besides me. And then when you run into these guys and they look down on those people.
You think because he grew up on the street and he didn't have a family, I guess, and all that kind of stuff, you have to go and lash out at the world.
I know he's a phony, and he's putting on an act. You know what I mean? That's what just irks me about him. You know what I mean? That just irks me.
He's the kind of guy, every time you see him, you get a rage. You don't need to even carry it. As soon as you see him, it's a rage.
When I fight these kind of guys, I like to put a hole in them so you can really see what color they are. Oh, they get me sick even talking about them.
If I get him this time, it's not just about money at all. If I get him this time, I'll be the happiest man alive.
I'm so utterly confident of myself that I could beat him a second time.
The fight took place at the same venue as the first one, the Mirage in Paradise, Nevada, USA. As before, it was scheduled for 12 rounds and was a championship elimination fight with the winner becoming the mandatory top challenger for the undisputed World Championship title that was then held by Evander Holyfield.
Protect yourself at all times. Any questions here? Any questions here? Let's get it on.
Round one scheduled for 12.
Razor Ruddock almost disdaining his hook.
The fight began with Tyson getting off to a strong start in round one. With 16 seconds left in the round, Tyson staggered Ruddock with a right hook to the side of the head, causing Ruddock to hold on to Tyson to prevent taking any more damage. After the bell rang, Tyson threw 2 more punches at Ruddock, who in turn responded with a powerful right hand that just missed connecting with Tyson. Referee Mills Lane warned the 2 fighters between rounds that he would deduct points should punches be thrown after the bell. Tyson continued to attack Ruddock in round 2, hitting him with another strong right hand in the round's opening seconds. Later in the round, Tyson hit Ruddock with a 3-punch combination as Ruddock was against the ropes, though one of the punches was below the belt, causing Lane to separate the 2 and issue a warning to Tyson. After Lane's warning, Tyson hit Ruddock with a strong right overhand that knocked Ruddock to the canvas. Ruddock almost immediately got back up, but was met with a furious onslaught from Tyson, who continued to hammer Ruddock with punches until fatigue set in, about 30 seconds left in the round.
Back he goes on his heels. He's in trouble again.
Tyson showing no respect whatsoever for Ruddock.
A low blow. That didn't exist.
Oh, what a right hand. Ruddock came back with a left, though.
Ruddock came back with a hammering punch. Another good punctuation. There's another one.
Ruddock bounced back with a strong round 3, but in round 4, Tyson countered a Ruddock uppercut and landed a right hook that again sent Ruddock to the canvas, though he was able to quickly get back to his feet. Tyson also had the first of 3 points deducted in round 4, after once again landing a low blow on Ruddock.
Pretty good left by wrestling again. And back comes Tyson with, we haven't seen too many jabs and combinations. Here's with the miss, the counter by Tyson.
Oh no, he's responded well. Good hard punch by Tyson.
Tyson opening up.
Smelling knockout. Now, is he going to pick it up and give Tyson a chance?
No. Both fighters sucking air, looking for that second one. Now, here's Ruddock with the left. Another left. Missed with the right.
Stunned. Oh, what a hook by Ruddock.
And back comes Tyson.
Rain, but it pours.
Tyson also lost points in both the 9th and the 10th rounds for hitting Ruddock with another low blow and also hitting him after the bell, while Ruddock lost a point in the 8th round for hitting Tyson after the bell.
Overhand right by Tyson.
Ruddock in trouble.
Ruddock. A right by Ruddock that stunned Tyson.
Ruddock giving it all he's got. Boy, this is a shootout.
A left by.
And who was winning what round?
Only the 3rd time at Ruddock and he can't help it.
In round 11, the 2 fighters exchanged low blows, but Lane opted not to deduct points, instead warning the fighters.
Mills Lane. That's a low blow. Very low by Ruddock. Extremely low.
In the heavyweight, and the risk here is enormous. Take these punches, giving you some kind of could it have been more of this? Nice.
In round 12, Tyson fought Ruddock aggressively in an attempt to gain a knockout victory, but Ruddock was able to withstand Tyson's attack and survive the fight without any further knockdowns.
And then Ruddock answered with a low blow as the bell sounds.
By the end of the fight, Ruddock's left eye had been swollen shut and his jaw had been broken, while Tyson suffered a perforated eardrum. Ruddock fought a hard match that went the distance. However, Tyson ultimately picked up the victory by unanimous decision, with all 3 judges ruling in his favor. with one score of 113-109 and two scores of 114-108.
All three in favor of the winner, Mighty Tyson.
Please do not forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any new episodes about the boxing legends of the past. See you next time.